Welcome to Old Times Is Not Forgotten. Today, we're going to look at some 1930s cars. Let's start with a 1930s mini movie about the Lincoln Zephyr.
Well, there's quite a wide space between us. I don't seem to remember such a long distance separating us when we used to go motoring in the old days.
There is more space now. The Zephyr has a much wider front seat. Three may sit comfortably together.
Oh, so that's it. Well, there aren't three of us here now, are there? Do you mind if I move a little closer? What nerve you have, Helen.
What brakes this car has.
It's a good thing you saw that woman in time.
This high, wide windshield is just one of the safety features in this car. It has no blind spots, and you can see an emergency before it becomes an accident.
Well, this car's certainly selling itself to me. I think I'll buy one and go for a long trip.
A trip?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking of Niagara Falls. If I could get someone to go with me.
What did you mean by that remark? Is that a proposal?
I swore I'd never propose to you again. But I didn't say anything about inviting you on a motor trip with me. Niagara Falls is the place where all the married people go, isn't it? That is, if they're going on a honeymoon. What do you say, Helen?
Well, I promised to drive for you until you could get a license, didn't I?
It's a beautiful thing. There it is. V12, 110 horsepower, aluminum cylinder heads, steel pistons. Well, we think it's in a class by itself.
Well, I agree with you. It's great.
And that trademark, Lincoln, that's as important as anything about the car.
Discovery of all.
The greatest discovery of my life. Uh-oh. How about the Lincoln Zephyr? Well, I did discover them about the same time, didn't I? And now I've got both of them.
We'll be looking for you when you come back.
Helen, bye.
Well, he got one of the finest girls in the world.
And the greatest automobile in the world.
Right.
A couple once were seated in a little motor car. They were sweethearts and they didn't care who knew. They were holding hands together as the motor loudly roared, and the price of gas went up to 22. He was an automobile mechanic working steady throughout the year, and in terms of his profession, he whispered in her ear, "Will you love me when my carburetor's busted? Will you love me when I cannot shift my gears? Will you love me when I need a new condenser? When my clutch begins to slip, will you shed tears? Will you love me when my battery needs recharging? Will you love me when my pump is on the blink? When I haven't got a cent and my connecting rod is bent? Will you love me when my flivver is a wreck? Will you love me when my vacuum pump is empty? Will you love me when my rear end's wore and torn? Will you love me when my rim rod's old and rusty? Will you love me when I cannot blow my horn? Will you love me when my inner tube is busted? Will you love me when my tank begins to leak? When the junk man says no use and my nuts and bolts are loose? Will you love me when my flivver is a wreck?
All the thrills of ice boat racing without the bumps and jolts. All it takes is one fast, speedy ice boat, a new standard Chevrolet, and you're all set. Plenty of speed, and look out there, mister, no tricks. What do you think you've got on that boat? Knee action? You'd like to be on the boat? All right, then, here we go. But hang on. Hey, mister, what is this? Can't you miss a few of those bumps? Whew. So you think it's fun, eh? Well, there's plenty trouble just hanging on without worrying about directions or where you're going to end up at. And look at that snowfly. No wonder you have to bundle up for this sport and take a day's rest after every ride. A lot more comfortable this. And you don't have to depend on the wind for your power. Just a little more push on the accelerator and you're out in front. This chap may be running his ice boat on free air, but he hasn't got as much in the car as he thinks. For the engine is using only 1 part of gasoline to every 18 parts of air, and that does the trick. It takes some speed to overtake an ice boat traveling with the wind. Come on there, fellows. You're getting behind. There's a little more breeze. Give it the gun. That's the stuff. He's gaining. Wow, he made it. Out in front, over the finish line, and there's nothing like beating an ice boat at its own game. Step right up and try your luck. Here's a new contraption that tells you exactly how many miles you get to the gallon. A gas gauge that mounts right on the windshield to test gasoline mileage on your car. Over 4,000 Chevrolet dealers throughout the country have been equipped with this new device, which settles a lot of gasoline alley arguments about who gets the most miles on a gallon. Now, when your neighbor says he can outrun you on a gallon of gasoline, you needn't find yourself stranded 6 miles from the nearest gas station when you finish up, and you can both go along to see that there's no snitching. Motorists everywhere are trying this new game of checking gasoline mileage, and besides settling a lot of arguments, they're taking all the guesswork out of gasoline economy.
Oh, you'll find it very thrilling as we go through Piccadilly in a car of dreams. We can laugh at traffic as we drive along the avenue. We can stop to dilly-dally on a hill or in a valley in a car of dreams. There with you beside me, I will sing a song of love to you. My heart will beat a mile or more a minute in your sweet embrace. Our lips will meet in heaven for a minute. We'll give love a chase. In a year or two or later, we can take the car and trade her for our future schemes. Don't you think a scooter is a cuter little car of dreams?
Peanuts, popcorn, chewing gum, and Cracker Jack, a prize in each and every pack. Hey, Skinny, circus is in town and the balloon's loose. How's a fella gonna know they go around the streets playing with balloons? Looks like everybody is going to have some fun. One of the busiest corners in Miami Beach. 40,000 cars go whizzing by this intersection every 12 hours. What a place to pick for sailing a balloon. And there it goes with a small movie camera tagging along behind. Taking pictures usually isn't anything to get up in the air about. But tomorrow is school day for this officer. That makes a difference. High above the busy street intersection, this camera never fails to bring back all the lessons that are needed for dear old alma mater. A pull on the string starts the camera. Another jerk on the string stops it. The school bell rings for these traffic officers. It's an odd school with a new kind of geography lesson, but it's all part of a program to improve traffic conditions. Here's what the officers see on the screen at this novel safety school. Police and traffic engineers are able to study actual driving conditions at busy corners.